Welcome to the African Sovereignty Podcast, right from the Komon-Tok, where we unpack global events, expose the political games behind them, and remind our people on the continent and, of course, in the diaspora why Africa must stand tall, united, and unapologetically proud. Today, we examine shocking new developments in the United States. An immigration freeze targeting 19 countries, most of them Africa, under the Trump administration. But this isn't just about America. This episode isn't just about America. It's about us. It's about Africa. It's about why we must stop depending on systems that don't value us and instead build societies that reflect our collective dignity, collective ambition, and collective destiny.
We could go one way or the other, and we're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country. Ilhan Omar is garbage. She's garbage. Her friends are garbage. These aren't people that work. These aren't people that say, let's go, come on, let's make this place great. These are people that do nothing but complain. They complain. And from where they came from, they got nothing. You know, they came from paradise, and they said, this isn't paradise. But when they come from hell, and they complain, and do nothing but bitch, we don't want them in our country. Let them go back to where they came from and fix it. Thank you very much, everybody.
This week, an internal memo from the U.S. immigration authorities revealed something unprecedented. All immigration cases, from visa to green card to citizenship ceremonies, linked to the 19 travel ban countries have been altered.
The Trump administration on Tuesday halted all immigration applications, including green cards and U.S. citizenship requests, from immigrants belonging to 19 non-European countries, citing national security and public safety concerns. The list includes Afghanistan and Somalia, and expands on an earlier partial travel ban imposed in June. The decision follows last week's attack on U.S. National Guard members in Washington, in which an Afghan man was arrested after one officer was killed and another critically wounded. President Trump has since intensified anti-immigrant rhetoric, particularly targeting Somalis. Under the new policy, all pending applications from the 19 countries will be frozen and subjected to a thorough re-review, which may require additional interviews. The memorandum refers to recent crimes allegedly involving immigrants to justify the expanded restrictions. Affected countries include Afghanistan, Burma, Chad, the Republic of the Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen, all of which faced the harshest limits earlier this year, as well as Burundi, Cuba, Laos, Sierra Leone, Togo, Turkmenistan, and Venezuela. The American Immigration Lawyers Association reported cancelled naturalization ceremonies and immigration interviews for affected applicants, saying the pause has already disrupted legal immigration processes nationwide.
We're not going to put up with these kind of assaults on law and order by people who shouldn't even be in our country. We must now re-examine every single alien who has entered our country from Afghanistan under Biden, and we must take all necessary measures to ensure the removal of any alien from any country who does not belong here or add benefit to our country. If they can't love our country, we don't want them. America will never bend and never yield in the face of terror. And at the same time, we will not be deterred from the mission these service members were so nobly fulfilling. We're not going to put up with these kind of assaults.
The individual is not even from Africa, not anyone from the banned nations. But yet, again, an entire nation, population of millions of people are being treated as threats. Can you imagine that? Let me just share some of these so that, let me share some of this clip you see. We've been treated as a threat. Now, reports from Trump administration indicates they will expand the ban from 19 countries to 30 countries. Probably more African countries will join the list. This isn't a policy. This is a mass punishment, a blanket suspicion, and a political theater. In fact, some analysts say Trump is using immigration as a camouflage, hiding behind national security to deliver what many describe as thinly veiled racist policies when the attacker was not even from Africa. Why African nations been thrown under the bus? That's the big question. Why? Imagine this, preparing for 5 years to become US citizen. You've passed every test, completed every interview, paid every dollar, and only to be told your naturalization ceremony, your final step has been cancelled because of your birth country. Imagine that. That is what the migrants from places like Venezuela, my own country, Sierra Leone, Iran, Afghanistan, Nigeria, Somalia, Liberia, Eritrea, and others, I have to call it, call things by their name. It's humiliation. And it is also a weaponization of immigration. This is a global double standard. Honestly speaking, let's make this clear. Here is the uncomfortable truth, this uncomfortable conversation for a lot of people, but we must admit, ask this question: why are Africans still risking everything to migrate to countries that do not want them? Why? Why do we keep running from home, from our home? Why? This is a question that we have to ask. Why do we think dignity lives in someone else's land? Why? Because our leader, the simple answer to this is because our leaders have failed to build Africa we deserve. Yes, that's just the plain truth. Failed policies, corruption. We've seen youth unemployment is on the roof, weak institutions, and the list goes on. And decades of allowing foreign interests to dictate our direction as a continent, as people. This has created the conditions where our brightest minds feel forced to flee. Let's be honest, that's the main thing. America is not a disgrace. No, far from that. America is not a disgrace. Europe is not a disgrace. The disgrace is a continent with wealth beyond imagination, yet people feel trapped in poverty. But here is a turning point at this podcast. Every policy that shut the door abroad is a reminder that our future is not overseas. Our power is not in visas. Our power is unity. We've said this, a lot of people, Pan-Africanist icons, all of these guys, the Kwame Nkrumah, Marcus Garvey, the Mandela and others, they all have, in one time or the other, reiterate these facts. Our passport command respect, not suspicion. Pan-Africanism means rejecting dependency on nations, but see us as statistics, not as humans. It means realizing that no foreign government will save Africa. This is just the hard fact, the uncomfortable truth. Only Africans can save themselves. Now, the message to the young Africans. The young Africans, please listen to me. Listen and listen well. You are not running away from Africa. You're running from leadership failures. Yeah. But the continent needs you. Your ideas. Your innovation. Your energy. Your fire. Let the immigration bans remind you that the dream you chase abroad is a dream you can't be right here on African soil without apology. Africa is not a place to escape. No, it's not a place. Africa is a place to transform, a place to claim, a place to rise. Sometimes you don't know. But anyway, we have to say this. So today, as America closes its door, let Africa open its eyes. Africa needs to open its eyes. If we don't do this, and remind ourselves to build our homeland worthy of its people, because in this century, we've seen how things are moving fast. If we don't do the right thing, probably the next block will be the EU targeting African. Because this century, the world will no longer decide African fates. That is why we have to come together collectively with the will to make a difference. We can do it. We believe that, yes, we have everything. It's just the right mindset, right strategy, the right policies, and the right leadership, and the rest will be history. Thank you for listening, and of course, I'll see you back in the next one. Until then, this is Mr. Komon-Tok.